every day in every advanced lab, we need to have a practice to create, build the EC2 and test that. Okay, so that is our day-to-day activity, monitoring and all. Okay. So Friday we have seen Linux instance. So we got
Maybe
some error.
we can't see your screen. You know?
Okay, okay. I'm not yet sure.
Okay.
Sadan, can you make me host, co-host? Yeah. Okay. So um, Linux instance. So we have seen the Linux instance, but we were unable to see SSH that. Okay? So there was some issue. So I fixed that issue, and today we will see that once. So to be start, let me just refresh it. This session might be expired, so I need to log in back because as I told, AWS is much more dependent on the labs. Okay, theories you already aware. Most of the topics are related to our infrastructure. So, yes, that's so this, There we go. So I'm in the console. This is called console, AWS console. Okay. So you can see here by default we will be into dashboard, EC2 dashboard, and here currently there is no running instance, nothing is there. Okay. And last week I created few instance and deleted, right? So let me see, do I have any billing for that? So I can go here and check my billing dashboard. Okay, can you see here? I got charged for 3 rupees. Now you will ask me why this 3 rupees? Because I created some several instances, several volumes. Okay, so maybe some instances, as I told Amazon, they will charge per hour. So when you create instance, okay, even in free tier, and if you keep it on, so the charge will start on that. So you just create it, delete it. Even for 15 minutes or some time, you will still get charged. Okay, can you see 3 rupees INR? So last 1 week, whatever I did, so I got charged for 3 rupees. Okay, so if I want to see, so billing details, if I go in the right side, okay, and can you see they are also telling me where I charge. Elastic Computing Cloud EC2. I got charged for 0.03 dollars. CloudWatch. CloudWatch. What is CloudWatch? So there are some services that is monitoring services. I did not. I try tested that, but I did not use that and deleted maybe. So that's why zero. Data transfer, key management service. Can you see these all are 0, 0? But the I got charged for the EC2 instance. Okay. So if I go here and if I let me see the billing details. Okay. So here they will give you billing details. If you want, you can download into CSV in Excel format, and you can see the detail. And see here, June, July, whatever the month. Currently it is a July 2021. So I can go here, and if you want to see detail, just click here. Can you see Asia Pacific? They are telling something, and Virginia. So what they are saying, I have created one Amazon Elastic Computer Cloud running Windows on demand. Can you see on demand? I selected, I think, T2 micro instance hour. So some hourly charges are there. Okay, so I got charged for that. Similarly, I use some general purpose SSD, that is nothing but the volume, in the Mumbai region with this particular month. So they charge me something for that. And similarly, in Virginia, I selected one Linux instance, okay, and like 0.0 per on demand Linux instance. T2 micro. T2 micro is nothing but the instance time. So they said I got charged for this, and I got charged for this. So that's fine. So you will see whatever the service you use, right? So they will give you detailed bill for that. Okay. Even if you guys you already built some server, you started some building some servers and all, then you can go and watch your billing details. Okay. So as I told multiple time, don't like once you practice anything, delete it. Okay. If you keep it open, you will be charged, because everything is not free in Amazon. That's why they required your credit card. Okay. If suppose I want to pay this, okay, let's wait for some more amount, then we can pay it. So here is the option. You can download this CSV. Okay. The download being report so if I go back, so this is what, so this is, we will see it on a daily basis, we will see on the billing details. So let's go back to EC2 instance. Okay. So let's create one of the Linux instance. So we will also see parallelly what exactly where we stuck. So I will let you know. So can you see currently I do not have any instance. So whenever you build, delete it after creating. So let me create one of the Linux instance. Launch instance. Okay. In the left side, select free tier and come down. Okay. Linux. You can select this one. Ubuntu 20 LTS. This one. Ubuntu server. This is the Linux server. So I'm going to select it. Instance type. So instance type, can you say T2 micro? So you are selecting T2 micro. There is a one processor, one memory, and this is a low to moderate. Then select instance details. Okay, this is the networking details. VPC is by default. I want one instance. Then I will create in this availability zone. US East 1A availability zone. Rest all settings will keep it as it is. Add storage. This is nothing but the EBS. Okay. In the EBS, nothing but the storage. Okay. Storage. In the storage, this is our C drive. Okay. So currently it is 8 GB. So that's fine. You can increase it up to 30 GB also. That's fine. Then if you want to add, you can add new volume here, but I'm going to keep it same. Add tags. Let me give, name it name Linux. So configure security group. So by default, can you see I did not create the group. By default, they mapped with the Linux. They said SSH is required. Okay, and they're also saying this is open to the world. Please make it correct. So two options: either you create one security group already and map it to your EC2s. So can you see this Linux SGs? I already have some Linux security group. So which is actually it is asking SSH from my IP, okay, and also ping from my IP. So two rules are already there. So I will go ahead and select that. Then review and launch. Okay, so we can review it, instance type, security group, instance details, storage and tags. Then finally launch it. While launch, okay, so here also two options. Either you create the key pair before and use that, or what you can do, create a new pair. Okay, say it something Linux um, key Linux EC2. Okay, so Linux EC2 key, download it first. What the name I have given, Linux EC2 key, download it first. So remember this, when we download, so it is came in the PEM format, .pem format. So whenever you want to create any key for the Linux instance, it should be in the PEM format. Okay, there are two formats actually. So I've just downloaded that. Then finally launch instance. My instance is started. So it started. It is in the pending stage. It will be then initialize and all. So it will work. So meanwhile, Friday we talk about one option that is nothing but the footage. So there is another option. You can go and install Git. So what is Git? Git is nothing but this is also like CMD. Like in CMD, this is one of the window, right? So similarly, Git is nothing but one of the so let me give this URL. Because if you're finding difficulty with footage, like put them into that record and do it, so it's better there is another option. It is also called open SSH. Okay, so and you need to choose for the Windows whatever the 64-bit you have. So Git, you can just search on the Google Git download. It is a free tool. Okay, then just say Git, download Git, and can you see it take you to this one. So you want Windows, just select for the Windows. And now here, okay, can you see it's started downloading. Actually I already downloaded this one, so but still I want to show you. So one exe file is getting downloaded on your machine. Once it is download, you need to run it. Just open it. Okay, then start running it. Run. Okay, can you see there asking some license key, next, finish. Okay, I already installed this one, so I don't want to, but I just want to show you. This is the Git. You can install it Git. So once it is done, you will see Git here. Can you see in the left side Git GUI? So just open it. Git bash. So it will be come like this. Can you see this? It is nothing but same like your CMD. Okay. So now Git is installed. So what you need to do is you need to just wait for your instance. What's happening here? Very good. So your instance is checkmark is 2.2. Okay. So let me see the details of my server Linux instance. Okay, this is the instance ID, public IP, because currently we are building a public cloud. 107.23.76.152. So let me go ahead and ping it first. Ping from my machine. Okay, yes, I'm able to reach to my server. Okay, so this is the first step. Next, you want to do SSH. Okay, you want to do SSH because Linux was box you need to do SSH. For Windows you do RDP. Okay, so for the SSH, what you need to do? Okay, see here, whatever the git and or so if you remember that key which I use, which is the key. Date. Okay, see Linux EC2 key which I downloaded while creating the instance. So just copy it, okay, and go to your C drive. Okay, where in the computer your C drive, and then go to user, and put it here. Why? Because Git, that CMD you are accessing from here. Okay. So the user Nadeem, I'm the user, so I'm going to use it. So in the folder, that key which you downloaded, you just need to keep it here. Okay. This is done. So let's go ahead and connect to our EC2. So how you are going to connect? Just say connect. Okay. So in the SSH client, can you see SSH client? So they are saying open an SSH client, locate your private key, okay, and connect. Either you can do like this, and what they are giving the example: do SSH hyphen I your key with the username Ubuntu @ EC2 compute. So this is nothing but the DNS, public DNS. So you can just copy it, okay, go to your bash, just put it here, hit enter. So they are saying you want to connect it, just say yes. Here we go. I'm in my Linux box. Can you see this? I'm in my Linux box. If you want to ping to internet, ping 8.8.8.8. Here we go. I can ping to internet from my server. So I'm in the server, Linux box. Okay. Ubuntu, you can see the IP address also. If you want to see the IP address in the server, you can say if config. Sorry. One second. Not if config. Uh, IP net IP, net IP or IP net something. One second. This Linux commands are a bit different. Research. Okay, so, okay, some, okay, address. Here object link, address table, route, room, mroute, net state, some, okay, net config. Net conf. What they're saying, you need to install sudo apt install, okay, to run the commands. So what I will do to install this, I need some, okay, let's say sudo apt install let me see, unable to locate package, okay, let me see. Okay, that's fine. um, these are the Linux command. We will see that, because I'm not much familiar with the Linux command, because I'm not handling the Linux servers. But our job is to keep ready the Linux server and give it to the developer. They will start building it. So how to do the SSH? By using Ubuntu. Okay. So now you can see the ping. Ping is going on. Okay. So if you want to see, go to the security group of the EC2. Security. What is it? Here we go. Security group, and if I go here, which one I use? SG, Linux SG. So I will go here, go to outbound rule, and I want to, let's delete it and see is the server is able to reach internet or not. Delete. Now see here, gone. Server is not able to reach to internet. Why? Because there is no rule. Because this server inbound and outbound traffic depend on security group which we have. Okay, so security group is very important. So I will add it back, add rule. Let's say for internet we require all traffic. Obviously we need to give 0.0 because we don't know the internet. In the internet what things are there. Okay, and I can say internet access, say. Now kill it and start ping again. It is not pinging. Let me refresh it. Go to Linux SC and edit rules. It's correct. All traffic. Any port, any protocol, anywhere. Okay, you have not made any changes. So what happened to this? Swapping. Okay, let's do one thing. Meanwhile, maybe because sometime when we apply security group and instance, so let me reboot the instance. How to reboot? Just select the instance, okay, properly, which instance you want. So in the instance states, just go here and just say here reboot instance. Okay. If you stop the instance will be stopped. So you will not be charged for that. Tomorrow you can come again and you can start it. So that is a start instance. When you see the option, you can do that. Terminate means it is going to be decom completely. Okay. So here right now I'm going to reboot the instance. So you can see the how to reboot the instance that time. Okay. Meanwhile, if you want to see, you can see some snapshots also. What are the snapshots? Like what's going on in with the instance. Get instance screenshot. So you can see some logs. While building, you can use this. So it will tell you in which process the instance is. So currently I'm okay. Can you see when you reboot? So your reachability will be gone for some time. When the server come back, you can use that one. So see, this is called a ping drop. Ping drop means you lost the reachability to that server. So currently that server is rebooting. So it may take few minutes to come back. Then you will be able to ping the server again. Okay. Reboot generally we reboot our laptops, right? So how much time it will take? The same thing. So that's the one piece. Now second thing is for okay. And when you reboot, can you see your session also gone? What it is saying? Closed by remote host. So connection lost. Okay. Use our to understanding purpose. Let's use focus on the windows only. So free tier. Okay. So let me use this one. Microsoft Server 19. Select. Okay. T2 micro. Good. Then here I will say uh, See, any availability zone you can use. Let me let me use over A. Add storage 30 is by default. Add tabs. Let me say name is uh, Windows Server security group. So in the security group, I already have one Microsoft Server group. Can you see this one? Okay, here you can see RDP, all ICMP. So review and launch. Finally launch it. So here key. So if suppose I already have a key, so I need to see Microsoft key. Do I have that key in my download history? Let me see that Microsoft key. If I have, then I can use that. Otherwise, I need to generate the new one. So always, we store this key in some good place. Keep them. So I will say this one acknowledge. I already have Microsoft key. Just instance start. Okay. Now can you see our Linux server also came back. Our Linux server, which was rebooting, now it came back. So with the bash, I can go back to the Linux server. Here we go. Can you see? I'm in the Linux server.
Nadim bhai, I have a question here.
Okay.
So I was able to, use SHH yesterday and do a login.
Uh-huh.
So I was able to go to the screen wherein it says login as, on the Linux server. I followed the same process that you showed on Friday.
Yes, yes. So by default, if the key is not matched, so it will ask you to put the username and password.
So
So
for Linux,
i-
what would be the password?
yes, so that's what. Okay, so there's no password actually. By default, you
Uh-huh.
first time when you log in, you need to use the SSH key, that key only. You understand? That's why now here you
Okay.
can put the passwords.
Okay.
Because okay, what happened? Let me. There is one slide actually. What is it? Okay. Can you see? You need putty or puttygen to access Linux server. For Amazon Linux, username is EC2 user. If you use Ubuntu, so can you see for the Ubuntu username is Ubuntu or root. So by default it will take. But when you first time you log in to Linux server, okay, you need
Uh-huh.
this key. So by using that key, you can without password you can enter into the server, and here you can reset the password. Then the next time when you do SSH, let's do that. Let me find that command. How to set password on Ubuntu. Okay, via CLI. So it's a password. Let me. Okay, let's see that. So use the Google. Google is our friend. Try following command to change your password. Password. Okay, it's asking for the password. So let's use this. Okay, it is asking for the current password. So current password, I think by default Ubuntu is the password, username and password only. Okay. Uh, Ubuntu username is Ubuntu. I will put the same name. Ubuntu. No. So let's search that in the Google. What is the default password? What is default password of AWS Ubuntu? Just search. Everything is there only in the Google itself. So you say set password current. Okay, can you see EC2 use SSH key authentication user for user not password authenticated for the Ubuntu default. Set the password your current login using command password. Okay, so there is an option. See what we are searching, they already given. Okay, so what they are saying doesn't. I think there is no password by default. Not a solution. EC2 is for user not password authenticated for the user. Set the password. Okay, can you see? Then run password is Ubuntu only. Pass Ubuntu. Switch to root with SU. Okay, let's follow this. I will say PASSWT Ubuntu. Current password. I don't know. Then change. Okay, let's do that. Current password. Ubuntu. I will put. Authentication token manipulator. Password is unchanged. So what is the default password? We need to find out that password. Okay, changing password, current password, and you have to put enter for the new password. So Amazon Web Services. I got on the uh, what do we want? Default password. Okay, let's go. They must have given all the default passwords here with the username. Default password in Ubuntu instance. So, set password for the Ubuntu user. Um, Figure out typing this. Not correct. So let's find out something. Manage user account and how to set up password authentication. Okay, open SSH. Then you need to enter password twice. For example, if you want to set up password Ubuntu user for example, sudo Ubuntu. In AWS EC2 you have different usernames. Following are the default username and common instances. That's fine. We know that. What is the password? Now you can log. log out and log in using password you set for the user. Now restart SSD. Where you set the password, man? Shit. Okay, open the SSHD password authentication. Say yes. Okay. Sudo password Ubuntu. Okay, good. New password. New password is, let me put something. Perfect. I updated the password. Okay. So password is here. Now you can use putty to access your Ubuntu server. So let me go to the new session. Okay, and what is the IP of my server is public IP 107.23 107.23.76.152. Okay, SSH. Open it. Okay. My putty is having some problem. Okay, but let's do one thing. Maybe I can do it from here. Exit SSH. Okay, SSH Ubuntu at the rate. I can use this one. SSH username Ubuntu at the rate. What is my IP address? 107.23.76.152. Okay, perfect. It is okay. Yesterday might be you came here. Okay, it is asking. Say yes. Permission denied. Very good. Okay, so you need to change the password. Okay, once you change the password, if you want to work on the Linux, change the password and do SSH. Okay, right now I am in my system. That putty may be having some problem. It is giving me some error, but for you it may ask you for the username and password, and put the new username Ubuntu and the password which you resetted just now. Okay, and how to reset the password? Just Google it. You will see the option here. You need to say sudo password. By default username is Ubuntu. Then put the new password. Then your password is changed. Now go and use it. Linux folks, if you are familiar with the Linux. Okay, so let's move back here and look at our EC2. So is our Microsoft server is ready? Yes, our server is ready. So Windows server, let me connect it. First we need RDP client. Sorry, we need a password first. So get password. So it is asking you need to put the Microsoft key. Browse it. Microsoft key. Put it here. Decrypt. So you got the password. So you can say this is your password. Save it somewhere. Now go back to EC2. Now, okay, there are two instances and two volumes. What is the volumes? We'll see just now. So now listen. Now see it very carefully. Okay, Linux, sorry, Windows Server. Take this public IP address and do a remote desktop. Remote desktop. Okay. Put the public IP address, connect. By default, username is administrator. Add administrator. And the password, just now we got the password. Here we go. Here is our Windows machine and here is our Linux machine. Can you see this? See? So two instances. How quickly within a one session I'm able to log into. I built two servers, one Linux server, one Windows server. Linux server I have given to the Linux team. Windows server I have given to Windows team. And where I created in EC2 here. I created here in my EC2 dashboard. Linux server, Windows server. Can you see this? And both can go to the internet. Both are different things, right? So okay, so if you want to see your Windows box, okay. So let's look at here. So this PC, when I say I have a C drive, which is this much, 30 GB. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create some files here. Okay. Let's say some file, some folder. Maybe one. Okay, and I'm putting some files here. Okay, and I'm going to save it. So in this server, I got something. Some file is there. Okay, so let me go back here. Okay, so now we understand that we have two servers. So if you go here now, go to EC2 dashboard. So can you see on the dashboard what it is saying? Instance are two, running two instance are two, and there are two volumes. It is saying volumes is nothing but the C drives, the first drives which you have. Okay, and that volume, if you come down here, you will see these volumes. Elastic block storage. So can you see volume? So by default, when you have these volumes, you can see here. Okay, your C drive and D drive, your C drives. Can you see? For the Windows server, I use the 30 GB default volume, and the Linux server I use the 8 GB default volume. So this volume will be deleted once you terminate the instance, right? This volume will get terminated by default. So now if you suppose you want to take the backup, okay, so there is something called snapshot, and actually the backup is here in the AMI. We need to take the backup, the complete backup of your servers. Okay, if you go to AMI, so here you're not seeing anything, okay, in the AMIs. So first go to the volume. Okay, So in the volume, we need to this is nothing but the C. If suppose in one of the server you added another volume, let's say D drive, so that drive you will see here. Okay, then if you go to the snapshots, okay, there is nothing here. So first you need to take the snapshot. Snapshot is nothing but the backup of these drives. Okay, so what I will do, let's say Windows server. So this C drive of Windows server, I'm going to, what I can say, either you see there is an option for modify. You can go, instead of 32 you can go ahead and make it 100. You can detach that volume, but C drive is a default one, you cannot do that. But suppose you added a D drive and you want to detach, you can do that. So we will see that later. So force detach, change, enable this one. So there is option called create snapshot. So it is nothing but I'm creating the backup of C drive. So when I say this one, so give some description, say Windows C, Windows